I think it is time. I think it is time. Maybe. I don't know. I'm still thinking about it. But I'm leaning more towards that, yeah, it's time. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another theme park obsession video. My name is Dylan. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. As you can see, today is another office video. We're hanging out on this beautiful SoCal day, finally, because ever since I got back from Orlando, it was like May gray, and it's not even May yet. We're still cruising through April, and we're having this horrible weather. I do not like the cloudy weather, especially during springtime. Like, come on, we got to have the sun. But I'm already braced for the May gray and the June gloom. It's coming. It is definitely coming. And then later on, as we get into the summer and into the fall, that's when it starts to really get hot and perfect beach days and all that kind of stuff. But yeah, today I figure I might as well sit and have a little chat because this particular topic has been on my mind for a few years now, like a long time. And I've gone back and forth on it, been thinking and thinking and thinking, but lately it's really been on my mind. And the reason why this is something that is taking forever to think about is because it's a big decision, and I've been thinking of like every possible scenario, right? I'm still thinking of scenarios like what happens if something goes wrong? Then you got to think of plan B. So yeah, I've been on this particular subject in my head for years now, for a long time. And that subject is it time to move to Orlando? And I don't, I think the answer is yes. I think it is. I'm not 100% because I'm also a crazy person. And like it really does take me a long time to figure it, like, things out. But I'm leaning more towards yes, especially after my last couple of visits to Orlando, Florida. And I remember my very first trip to Orlando, which was in 2017, was a great trip, and did Walt Disney World and Universal Studios, SeaWorld. It was awesome. One of my favorite memories was my best friend Sarah just getting annihilated on Popeyes when we went on that ride. That was so funny. Like, I just remember her reaction was just like, "Oh my God, this ride is insane," and it was great. It was such a fun trip. And prior to that, I had been wanting to go to Orlando, Florida for years because, yeah, I mean, it's like the theme park capital. There's so many parks out there, it's ridiculous. It's like when you go to Las Vegas and you have all those hotels and casinos. It's the same thing. When you go to Orlando, there's like a theme park. Just everywhere you turn, there's a park. You get SeaWorld, you have Universal Studios, you have Walt Disney World, you have a couple fun spot parks, you have water parks. And then about an hour away, you got Busch Gardens and their water park. And then just everything in between. So it's such a fun destination. It really is. And after that initial trip in 2017, I was like, oh, dude, I got to be here all the time. I got to do whatever I can to be here all the time. And I've gone a lot since 2017. I've been very blessed to be able to go as many times as I have. It's been so much fun. And then in 2018, I started the channel, and I knew when I started the channel, I was like, oh, I'm going to go to Orlando all the time. And again, thankfully, I've been able to go as many times as I have. And that's why I have a pass to Universal Orlando, and I've had a pass at Walt Disney World. I don't have one right now, but obviously if I make this move sometime in the future, then I'll definitely have a Walt Disney World pass. But I've tried to go as much as possible since my first trip because every single time I go, I have the same feeling. And I know obviously those feelings change when you eventually, want to live somewhere. But for me, I don't think it's going to change that much because there's just a different vibe over there. It really is. The vibe here in Southern California is a lot different. And that's not to say that, our parks here are awful. It's just a different vibe. And quite frankly, that vibe is changing to a degree that sometimes I'm just not fond of. When I go to Orlando, I have an absolute blast. Like, I have an absolute blast. And I've been to those parks a million times over there now too. I've been to Walt Disney World a bunch of times. I've been to Universal Orlando a bunch of times. But every single time I walk into Islands of Adventure, I get the same feeling like I did when I first went in 2017. And same thing with Walt Disney World. I get the same feeling like I did in 2017. And for someone like me who's completely obsessed with all this stuff, oh, here comes a plane flying pretty low. But for me, it just, it makes sense to live around that kind of environment. I'm a SoCal born and raised guy. I haven't lived anywhere else besides Southern California. And we have some great offerings here. We really do. We're spoiled in our own right, too. We have great food. We got Los Angeles and San Diego and everything in between. And we have awesome beaches. We have awesome theme parks. It's great. But getting to these things is a chore. It's a big chore, and that's one of the factors that plays into me possibly wanting to go to Orlando. The parks out there are extremely close to each other, and they don't take nearly as long to get to versus the stuff here. Like, to lift the curtain a little bit, to get to Disneyland from where I live, it's like an hour minimum every single day. And now I understand there's traffic in Orlando, but y'all don't even know what traffic is in Orlando until you experience the 405 or the 101 or the 5 freeway. Like, you have no idea. We have some of the worst traffic in the country. So trust me, the traffic in Florida I can handle, especially if I'm only traversing a small stretch of the 4, But it takes a long time to get to Disneyland. Every time I film a Disneyland video, it's like an hour. And I got to do that twice a day. And thankfully, my friends Katie and Spencer live down here in Orange County, and I'm able to stay and hang out and save myself the extra drive. So I'm able to do that. But still, I got to drive back home to Los Angeles. And, SeaWorld, don't even get me started on that. That takes forever to get to. That's like 2.5 hours. Whereas in Orlando, SeaWorld's right down the street from Universal. So that really does play a huge factor in some of the decision making that I've been teetering back and forth on lately. And it's just the distance. Again, it's just like Las Vegas. All the theme parks out there are so close to each other. The farthest one is, I would say, like Legoland or Busch Gardens. Everything else is right there. And I think that's really appealing. And for someone who does YouTube for a living, I got to think of things that are going to be worth it long term. And I have to always be coming up with ways of like, okay, things are rising in price everywhere. What do I got to do to make things a little bit easier on my end, but also still live out my passion? Because, yeah, I love the theme parks. I will do anything I can to always be able to go. And when I look at Orlando, Florida, I do see a reality where I am saving some cash. When it just even comes to the commute, when it comes to my commute, I automatically can save money by living out there. And in general, like, goods and services are going to be a little bit cheaper long term. I'm sure my gym membership will be a little bit cheaper long term. Groceries, bills, car tags, things like that. Yeah, I'm going to save money that way. And then when you talk about YouTube, oh my God, like, the amount of content that I can get in Orlando compared to California when it comes to the theme park space is a night and day difference. Like, night and day difference, 1000%. Like Disneyland, for example, 2 theme parks, 3 hotels, and a shopping district. Walt Disney World, over what, 30 hotels, 4 theme parks, 2 water parks, and a massive shopping district. That is so much to talk about there. And all the, the restaurants, the shops, I mean, everything in between. It's crazy. And the types of videos that I could do. Yeah, I'm getting to the point where I hate to use the word bored, but I'm like frustrated with our theme park space out here because I just feel like I've gotten so used to it. And I don't know. It just feels weird. Like I said earlier, it has a different vibe than Orlando. My buddy Greg put it in a good way too. Everyone out in Orlando kind of has like the vacation vibe. Everyone's just there doing the same thing. Here, we don't really get too much of that. Here, it's like a locals thing. Our parks are local parks. We don't really get we don't get as many tourists as, say, Walt Disney World and Universal Orlando and all that stuff get. It's a totally different demographic here. And maybe that's why it feels, drastically different. And, I'm not the only one thinking about this move. Like, my buddy Greg has thought about moving to Orlando. My friend Jen has thought about moving to Orlando because we're all entertainment people. We like being around it. And just Orlando is the hub of all of it. It's like people that love the Vegas scene. I love Vegas. And if I was a Vegas vlogger, of course I'd want to live there. Of course I'd want to go to Vegas and live there. Because it's the same thing. There's just an endless amount of entertainment at your fingertips. So I've been thinking long and hard about this. And when it boils down to it, I'm like, you know what? I think it's just going to be better for me to be in Orlando. Because then, I love making YouTube videos. It's so much fun. Because, not only does it help me financially, like this is what I do for a living, but I love creating videos and editing them and piecing them together and throwing them up on the platform for, thousands of people to watch from all around the world. And it's also helpful for people that watch because, they're planning their vacations. They're wondering what's new at the park. So it's rewarding. It's really fun. How cool. I take something that I really enjoy, I'm very passionate about, I'm able to monetize it and earn a living off of it. That's awesome. That is the dream thing, And people have given me crap over the years, like, oh, you should just get a real job. Like, no, why would I? And everyone should be able to monetize their passion and have that be how they earn their living. Because life's about having fun, and we're only here for a short period of time, so it's like, why not? And that's what I keep kind of going back on. I'm just like, okay, well, I only have one life to live. I could go live in Florida for a couple years, and if I don't like it, well, then I can always move back to California. But when I look at the financial thing of it, it's just like, it just makes sense. There's so many theme parks out there. I would be in heaven. Every time I go out to Orlando, I am like a little kid in a candy store. I go crazy. Now, just imagine me living out there. Like, every day would be something new. Or if I have to revisit it, okay, cool. Well, whatever. I have a great time. I mean, how many times have I gone to Islands of Adventure recently and still had an amazing time? I mean, I was out there a couple days ago at the time of making this video, and I had a blast at Islands of Adventure. I went on Velocicoaster a couple times. I went on Hulk, cruised around the park, went to Epic Universe. That was amazing. And Epic Universe, that was another thing that really started to change my mind. When I went to Epic Universe, I was like, dang, y'all are really spoiled out here. Like, you have an amazing theme park that has been added to the lineup of some amazing theme parks. It's crazy. So that's what I've been thinking. That's what I've been thinking. I mean, what do you guys think? Go ahead and comment down below. Do you think I should do it sometime later, later on this year or into next year? Do you think I should make the move out there, or at least have a place out there or something? Because, I could flip it and reverse it. I can have a permanent residence out there. And then if I need to come back to California to hang out for a couple weeks or, film the parks out here, spend time with friends and family, I have places to do that with. Like, I have a lot of my close friends who are probably watching right now. So shout out to all of you who would be more than happy to, let me stay for a couple days or whatever, to get some filming done over here in California and hang out and spend some time. I think that's very possible. But then, when I fly back home, I go back to Orlando, and then, yeah, I have all those parks at my fingertips. I have all of it, and I'm just happy there. I'm very happy there. And I have some friends that live out in Orlando that would probably love to have me out there all the time. So yeah, I think it works out. And then when my friends want to visit, it's like, cool, let's go hang out at the parks. Let's go have some fun. I'm down. So that's what I've been thinking. I have been definitely thinking about it. And I just think, especially for YouTube wise, it's a smart move. Because I got to think long term here. And if things are just kind of stagnant here in Southern California when it comes to the theme park space, well, I got to figure it out. Because yeah, at the end of the day, I got to pay my bills. As fun as all this stuff is, I love it. I will do anything, again, to keep going to the theme parks because I love the parks. But I have to pay my bills. And if nothing's going on here and I think Orlando is more lucrative, well then, yeah, I got to do what I got to do. So we'll see what happens, I guess. We'll see what happens. I just truly do love it out there. It's so much fun. It is so much fun. I mean, for those that have gone with me, like, my friends and family that are watching, like, that have gone with me, you all know how much I love Orlando. I can't shut up about it. Like, I mean, I don't shut up about theme parks in general, but when it comes to the theme parks in Orlando, oh my God. Like, how many times have I talked people's ears off about, Space Mountain at Magic Kingdom and how it's like the jankiest roller coaster ever, but it's like one of my favorite roller coasters. Or how many times have I talked about how Volcano Bay is the best water park in the world? Or how many times have I talked about how resort hopping at, Walt Disney World is the greatest thing ever? I talk about this stuff all the time. I talk about it all the time. And I just have such a blast out there. And every time I film stuff out there for the channel, I have fun filming it. I don't ever run into a problem out there where I'm like, oh, this sucks or whatever. Oh, this is lame. I don't want to be here. Because here's the thing, and I've talked to this, I've talked about this with a bunch of people. Say I'm not feeling it. Like, say I'm at Hollywood Studios, right? And I'm not feeling it at Hollywood Studios. Like, this is whatever. Guess what? I can jump on the Skyliner and go over to Epcot and have a totally different vibe over there. And you know what? If I'm not feeling Epcot, well, guess what? I can jump on the monorail and go over to Magic Kingdom. Like, it's insane. You can go anywhere. Or if I don't even want to be at Walt Disney World, guess what? I can jump in the car and I can head over to Universal Orlando. That's awesome. And it doesn't really take you that much time at all. It's just right down the street. Yeah, you have a little bit of traffic here and there, but they have side roads. We don't have that luxury here in Southern California. Like, again, it takes forever to get from my place in Los Angeles all the way to Disneyland. It sucks. That traffic is nightmare fuel. It makes you go crazy. So I can handle any sort of other traffic around the rest of the country. And then I'm closer to, like, here's the other thing that I've thought about. I'm closer to those parks on the East Coast. Like, Dollywood's only 10 hours away. King's Dominion, 10 hours away. If I wanted to drive up, see my bestie up in Michigan and her family, like, yeah, I'm hanging out. Okay, I can drive there. Take me a day and a half to get there, but I'll get there. Head up to Michigan's Adventure, Cedar Point. Hey, you want to drive up to Hershey Park in Pennsylvania? Yeah, let's go. Like, it's just so much easier. It's so much easier. I can't, doing that in California, it's like the bulk of the trip is just getting over to that side of the country. I've talked about this to my buddy Drew over at Parks Bros. And we've talked about road trips and stuff, and we're like, dude, the bulk of the trip is just going to be trying to get over to that side of the country. And it's like, yeah, but if I live in Orlando, well, all we got to do is just drive up north. And we're like near all these parks, and there's so many parks that I want to hit up on the East Coast. Get those coaster credits. So yeah, that's another thing. That's another positive of living out in Central Florida. But yeah, I'm very curious what you think, because I know a lot of you have subscribed to my channel because you love the SoCal content. You love checking in on the parks here. And I love providing you that content. But how many of you would love to see more Florida stuff? Like, how many of you would love to see me just totally, take over that Orlando space here on the channel? Because I'm just leaning more towards me having more of a good time out there. Because at the end of the day, that's what matters the most, right? Is my mental well-being. And if I have a better time out there, and I'm able to, enjoy the amenities more, well, then I think that's going to be the better move. But at the same time, yeah, no, I am interested in what all of your thoughts are. So, yeah, I don't know. I've been thinking about this for a long time, a long, long time. It's been years, and I've had so many people, like a lot of my close friends and family, have said like, you should move to Florida. Like, you love it so much, you're happy out there, and you love filming those parks and being in those parks, that you should probably move out there. Yeah, I think it's time. I think it is time. And don't worry, I'm not going to move tomorrow. This is a long-term thing. So I'm just kind of, since we're in April, I'm going to give myself plenty of time to really finalize some stuff and really think about it. And yeah, make a few more trips out there and get some more videos in, and then obviously kind of snoop around, see if I am going to get a place out there where I'd like to be. And yeah, so see what happens. But I'm starting to move the ball into that court. And I think it would be a wise decision, not only for my well-being and happiness and all that kind of stuff, but here for the channel, for Theme Park Obsession. I think someone who's obsessed with theme parks should be living in the theme park mecca, because that's like literally my heaven. I have a great time out there, and I love it. So yeah, what do you think? Go ahead and comment down below. Let me know. I hope all of you have been enjoying these videos lately on the channel, all the Florida stuff, the SoCal stuff, the Epic Universe video. It's doing really well, so thank you all for that. But if you enjoyed today's video, yeah, hit the thumbs up button, and make sure you're hitting the thumbs up button on all the videos if you enjoy them. That helps me out tremendously. And if you're new to the channel and you love talking about the parks, being in the parks, checking out the hotels and restaurants and everything, well, you come to the right place, and you should totally subscribe, because it helps me out and helps you out, because you'll stay notified on every time I post a new video. So yeah, that's what we're thinking today. The move to Orlando, it might happen. It's probably going to happen. But until the next video, I hope you have a beautiful day, morning, evening, whatever it is, and I'll see you next time in the parks. Bye.